Oh, y'all been struggle boots trying to get on. Oh no, wait, wait. Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay, okay, I have been trying to log on to my phone desktop for the last 2 minutes. Hey y'all. Okay, you can hear me? Hold on, let me make sure.
Yes, we can hear.
Okay, okay. How's everybody weekend
It's
going?
good.
I'm always like, I'm ready to put on another computer. Okay. Um, okay, so oh, okay. Let me make sure. Um, okay, good. So everybody's weekend's going good so far. Who any of you guys did the challenges this month, the 21?
Yes.
On the
Yes.
last day. That went by
We
so
did
fast.
it.
That went by so fast. Now you just gotta keep up with the regiment, or like you don't have to do it every day, but just so that you know it's possible. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, I'll say this for sure. Like if you can commit to something like that, then you know what I'm saying there's so many other things that you'll start to realize like, oh, I can do that. I did that. Like that may not seem like a big deal, but it's a big deal to help you do something every day for 21 days. It is a big deal. But yeah, I'm excited that today's the last day. I planned on actually like trying to go do all like the hashtags and um oh there it goes. I wanna like see if I can do something. I'm gonna go and find out all the hashtags and like just go look at them, and I might do something, do it like do a winner or something from it. But yeah, that was great. So well, first of all, let me check in with everybody in regard to just some of the stuff that we've already been working on or talking about when it's concerning anything with your business, any updates, anything that is relevant to um, you know, when we talk about LLCs, bank, account, EIN, any updates that we want to talk about or share before we get into the meat of everything. How's everybody's businesses, ventures, entrepreneur, things that we've been talking about. How is that going so far? Yes, first pop-up class. Very good. Okay, that's good, nigga. Yeah.
Um, I've started working on my landing page for my website,
Mhm.
and I'm in the works of hosting some pop-up classes and community classes soon too. So the LLC is still a work in progress, but traction is being made. So
Yeah.
that's a win.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, I want you to get the LLC, but also it's just start, you know what I'm saying? Don't like
Mhm.
get so wrapped up into the mechanics or the, yes, you want to get your LLC but sometimes some of that will like deter you from even just starting. And so
Mhm.
once you start going and you moving and all of a sudden, you're seeing an income of outside of what you're already doing, then you're like, okay, yeah, I need to like get some kind of order in because this is happening. And then you'll start to notice that you'll need it for certain things anyway. So it's going to
Mhm.
be in alignment with this. So, but yeah, but that's good though. Start, like, you know what I'm saying? Start. Yes, I love it. Anybody else? Yes, go ahead, Jazz.
Hey Kiki, sorry, my camera is broken right now.
Yeah, my look, I was trying to get on this and it was like, no, ma'am, it's not
Yes,
happening.
I don't know what is going on, but I'm happy to be back on Dancepreneur Collective.
Happy to have you there.
But I did have an update. So last time we spoke on Dancepreneur, I had told you that I got my LLC and then I got my EIN number. So now I'm in the process of talking to, I have like a financial advisor, family friend situation, and he's gonna help me, I guess, get the process going of like getting a business bank account and kind of like all of those things. And I think that like at first I was really nervous about all this because I was overwhelmed with like the process of making everything like I guess legal,
Yeah.
but also like liberating too that I'm like learning all of the steps and the behind the scenes things that go into being a business owner and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess the update is I have my LLC, I have my EIN, and now I'm getting the process going with my bank account and stuff. And then I'm having another class at the end of the month. Well, no, at the end of May. So that's exciting too. But yeah, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even have gotten all of this started. So there's that.
No, that's so good. I'm trying to like, man, I know y'all be feeling like, oh, I got so much, like you're just so far ahead of the game because you're technically not even supposed to do any of this. Like it's almost like nobody expects us to do this. They just
Yes.
expect for you to, I mean, you can do the dance thing and then go work for somebody else. And you can still do that too.
Right.
But this is the part that's like you said, it's liberating. It is and it's a learning process. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't want everybody to, and everybody thinks that you're supposed to know this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you own your own business. So they just assume, you know everything. Like you just know
Right.
about business and about what to do, what not to do, when to do it, where to do it. Like we just, I mean, by I don't know, they just osmosis. You're supposed to just, know everything. And I think that's like, I just want everybody to feel okay with not knowing,
For sure.
and taking your time. But the biggest thing is like starting and doing and seeking help where it makes sense. So like, yeah, you have somebody that is can help you when it comes to like setting up, on the financial side, like with, the bank account, stuff like that, very much needed. And I think that that's there is nothing wrong. I will say this, there's nothing wrong for asking for help,
Yes.
especially if there's someone or some, obviously you have the internet, but if you do have somebody that, like it's the same thing if somebody's seeking your services
Right.
for what well that like, oh yeah, I can teach dance, or I can choreograph, or I can whatever, that's my lane. Somebody gonna come to you, hey, can you teach my little class, or can you work with me for my wedding reception, or can you like they're gonna come to you for that service. You go to a wedding planner, you go to a decorator, you go to hairstylist, makeup artist, all these people. Okay, so when it comes to the business, why does it like I have to just know how to do that? No, I hate help.
Yes.
I need help. Yes, I'm wanting to do this. This is what I'm looking for. And I think when it comes to money, that's the part that kind of like freaks everybody out, or there is a pause or like hesitation, or, like, oh, I don't know. That feeling is because we start talking about business and money. And then, that's just a different conversation. So yes, there are people that are proficient in finances and like being like a financial advisor, or, you got bankers, and then you do have scammers, you do have people that are out here preying on your ignorance of certain things and not knowing. So your job is going to be, super proactive and doing your own due diligence of the studying behind what somebody else is telling me. It's like, okay, I done heard this. I have to hear stuff 5, 10 times before I'm like, okay, I believe it. Oh, okay, I think I got it. I'm not gonna just go after the first time somebody telling me, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this, I'm like, all right, let me do a little research.
Yeah.
So do your own research over and over and over again when it comes to business or when it comes to even entrepreneurship. Try your best to do your research. I think that's one of my downfalls when I first started, wanting to like, oh, I just want to, so I'm like, I'm doing this little side thing and I want to try to make it official and just kind of just going and doing and not knowing what the hell I was doing. That was something that I feel like had I taken the time to actually seek the information or seeking help from someone that may have been able to help prevent me from making a mistake or whatever, like do that. So y'all are definitely just ahead of the game when it comes to the mindset and the mentality of, yes, I am doing something. I may not know every single thing right now. And, obviously that's the nature of business. It's supposed to grow anyway. Like I don't expect for anybody to start a business today and tomorrow it's like you make millions. It's like, no, it take a little time. So let me do the groundwork. Let me lay the foundation. Let me really, essentially, I used to tell myself after a certain point when I first started my business,
Mhm.
I was in school again. I let myself be in school as an entrepreneur. In my mind, I was like, okay, Kiki, hey, we're a freshman year. We're in school, and that year was my full freshman year, and then the next year, sophomore, and I kept going to school every year. I'm okay, I'm not, I graduated. Okay, I'm senior year, I'm out of here. No, you're not. Some more. Okay, we're going to grad school. All right. You want more businesses. You're trying to add on stuff. Now you want a studio, and now you want, this other income source over here. So now you're elevating. So the learning part never kind of ends. There's always going to be another way to like, ooh, over here looks cute too. Like this seems interesting. Maybe there's a partnership over here for this thing that I got going on. And now I still got my thing over here that I built for the last 3, 4 years. Something else is gonna come in.
Mhm.
So allow yourself to be in school. Like, and your school year don't have to be a full year if you don't want it to. It could be half a year, 6 months, whatever. You're like, all right, freshman year, here we go. I'm about to get all the foundations in. But I've always thought of myself as being in school. And I think right now I'm going to get my doctorate.
I love that.
Still in school. I'm like, I'm in marketing school now. It's so many different schools. When you go to college and it's like school of, science, the school of science, school of like even like law school, school of this, school of that. And so you can almost be certain as you continue your business and entrepreneurship, it's going to be another thing that you got to learn, or not got to learn, but it's going to be another thing that you're going to be like, I need to get some more information on this area of my business. So I'm like, okay, I'm over in marketing school right now, and there may be somebody specifically that is teaching you, that thing that you're needing at that point. Somebody in, how to get funding, it's endless, which is great. It's always gonna be a learning thing. So that's good. I'm happy for you. And so you said in May you have another classes you're doing in
Yes, because the goal for this year was to do like quarterly classes so that I'm not overwhelming myself, one, because it's a lot to do like back to back to back. And then also to use this year as like the trial year to gain, my like just my audience, working on my like content and just kind of getting all my eggs in the basket. So I was like, let me do one per quarter to see like the patterns and the traction that I get so that next year I can like go to a next level basically. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I mean, the first class was a sold out class, so I'm crossing fingers that it's sold out again this year. I mean this month, next month, whatever. I'm like, dang, it's already May, but yes, this month. And I also have a quick question before I'm done. Sorry, y'all, I'm rapping, but I wanted to know if you had a bank account, I mean, a business bank account with another bank separate from your like personal stuff, I guess. And then two, do you have a strategy with how you like keep track of your receipts for like your write-offs and stuff like that?
Um, yeah, so I would definitely if you want to get another bank account separate from your business,
Mm,
you don't have to.
okay.
Sometimes it's convenient to have your personal attached to your business, but at the end of the day, you still have to, well, I know for me, they're not connected, so I still have to, it's almost like it's like another bank,
Okay.
technically, that I have to go to when I'm doing that with the business bank account.
Mhm.
But you don't have to. You can't, like, I don't have a personal account with Bank of America, but I have a business account there.
Okay.
But I have a personal account with PNC and I have a business account with PNC. So it just depends on how you want it, which is great. And you shouldn't have, I wouldn't set it up at one thing either. I would definitely have they're saying now you should have more than one bank
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to your businesses or just your personal just account period.
Hmm.
Definitely don't have all of your income going to one bank.
Right.
And when I was telling you guys, okay, so like your bank account, wherever you bank at, that business bank account should have 4 accounts in that same business, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So yeah, so you can get 4 separate ones with that account. And then yeah, I mean your personal, you can have a child, you can have somewhere else. Um and now they're saying don't go to smaller banks because
Hmm.
it's weird out here with some of these banks. Like if you were let's just say you had money that you were trying to uh withdraw out, there is sometimes most banks for now, especially after COVID, they barely keep cash there. They don't even like have a lot of cash at the bank, obviously for security reasons, I get it, but also just so you can get a grasp of like when you all make deposits into banks, they're basically taking that money and putting it somewhere else to make money off of that,
Hmm.
off of your deposits. That's how banks make money, and with all the damn fees. but just so you can get ideas like, okay, well, I do want to make sure that I research banks that you want to use, especially when it comes to your business. Like I would look up what banks have the most successful small businesses, like what small businesses, banks, what banks do well for small businesses? Like, where are most people going? Are they going to maybe Federal? Are they going to Bank of America? Are they, well, whatever? Like, research the banks. And then they do say, and I haven't really practiced this, and I said I'm going to practice it this time, but creating relationships with
Okay.
banker, the person, like the person who you set up the account with, actually creating a relationship with them. I have not practiced that in the past, and my last account that I opened, he was a Black guy. He was so helpful, just like wanting to share as much information to us because he understands a lot of us. This is a lot of information when it comes to entrepreneurship that is not taught ever anywhere. Like even in college, yeah, I got a whole degree and nobody was trying to make sure that I was good when it came to my finances when I graduated from college. It's a system that's set up for you to go in, get in debt, and then when you graduate, you hope and pray you get a job that you still won't be able to pay loans back for years. And so in my mind, a lot of the information is not taught. So you do have people like some of these bankers, especially if you are finding someone that is super wanting, like they're interested in your business or just wanting to help you be successful and do well. connect with them. Like, make sure you are emailing them or following up once you get your business set up. If they have stuff that they can help, as far as tips are concerned, do that. But utilize them also for almost being like a little, mentor on the way to get my business up and running. If they can help me with my bank account when it comes to just making sure that certain things are in place, or stuff that you may not really know about, and they like, hey, make sure you're using your card every time you go get gas so you can get your cash back rewards, yada yada yada. Like any, that finance talk, let's try to tap into them, because they also understand that nobody has taught us any of this. Like, nobody. Even, I mean, yes, who all is really going to business school like that? Like, for years, college. No, it's not a lot. And younger generation is what is this not Gen Z, what's the next one? Gen X.
I think so.
Yeah, they not trying to do the school thing. They out here, content making, content creating. They get into the money because they just understand, like, their mentality is different. So a lot of the things that are normally, let's say, you go to school for, they ain't doing all that. They like, I'm gonna figure this out here. But meanwhile, you do have people that are like, hey, let me tell you what you should be doing. Let me kind of help set up, because I understand you are into entrepreneurship, and they don't think that we know everything, and they understand that, so they want to help. If that makes sense. They're not like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, how you trying to have business, and look, hey, I told the bank this last night, like, yo, I need you to help me, like, make sure this business is getting all the things it needs, tell me what I can do to make it better, whatever. Because that's, at the end of the day, like, that's the goal as an entrepreneur. I wanna learn all I can. And if I know you know more than me, yes, I'm about to tap in. I'm tapping in. So I would say, definitely utilize that. And then when it comes to, just keeping up with, like, your receipts and stuff like that, everything, well, not everything's not digital, but if you have your your business bank account, you will have an option to connect it to, like, QuickBooks. I don't know the other, like, I don't know the other, like, expense type software. I know QuickBooks, I use that one. But this is what it is. When you have your bank account and you are logging in, there are going to be things to options like, hey, do you want to add on this? It's like a software. They would prompt you, like, an advertisement for all of your expenses and tax, all that kind of stuff. It will go, and they're like, oh yeah, let me get that. And then it literally sets it up for you. So you can sometimes go in and do it manually, but it's easier if you have, like, a software. QuickBooks is like the one that most people use, but I'm sure there's, plenty others. But you can Google that and look into it and see which one you want to use and start with there. And then it automatically connects to your bank account. So anytime you swipe, it's going to, I went, bought, something from wherever, Walmart, whatever. It's gonna categorize it, and then it's automatically going into, like, your expense report. So that's an easier way to try to keep track. And then at a certain point, you're gonna have to get a CPA or financial accountant, somebody that is going to be responsible for organizing all of that. If you are not good in, like, that department, I would advise you to start thinking about that ahead, so you can at least you do your best, on your own. But then when you get, like, toward the end of the year, or really by the end of the year, it could be any time, getting somebody to help set you up sooner than later, and then that way you kind of have everything in place. But it's great that you are doing this early, because I never did that in the beginning. I was just going, just like, oh, yeah, I'm so good. And, yeah, I had to, like, catch up. So I don't want you to catch up. I don't want you to be, like, going back trying to, oh, I should have got somebody to help me. Do that sooner than later. do your best to do stuff on your own, obviously, you know, within your means financially, but you do want to, in your mind, plan to be able to have somebody that this is what they do. And I'm going to do my best to keep it organized. Like if you have your account set up, it'll be easy. But there's people out here that that's what they do. And I don't think it's, I'm trying to think, the person that I had used, they were with the tax company that I was working with. So it was included, but you can just research. I'll say research and, you know, do some reviews, go look, don't just go with the first thing you see either. Get some reviews on there, looking at, you know, just making sure they won't have access to your money, but they will have access to your bank account, meaning being able to see everything. But they can't like take no money. But they can see everything and they can also help like, hey, if you are using your credit card for yada yada yada, make sure it's only for this, whatever. Like they'll give you the proper advice on how you are utilizing your business bank card, or hey, when you are doing expenses or you're paying somebody, whatever, like make sure you're using this account that you have set up, yada, yada, yada. So it's just having somebody that is proficient in that space, and that you trust, and you can like, if you plan on building your business, so you need somebody that you can possibly grow with. And then, you know, and if not, they don't work out, hey, you know, you like, oh, they didn't quite work out, so let me go try somebody else. But look for that sooner than later. If you get to a point where you feel like, yeah, I'm actually doing well with my business, and just start trying to think about incorporating that into the space. Just how we go, you know, get somebody to, hey, I need a flyer, or I need my website. You know, I need a logo. I need somebody to edit this. I need somebody. It's the same thing like when it comes to the money part or the business. Hey, I need somebody to make sure my bank account stuff is right, or I need my bank account. I just need somebody to help me with my financial aspect, with my expenses or whatever. Because let me tell you why this is so important. Outside of, not, I mean, taxes is one thing, but outside of that, let's just say in like 5 years, you like, okay, I want to buy a house, or I want to buy a car, or I want to buy something that is going to, they're going to say, hey, I need to see your bank account. I need to see your bank statements. When you do try to, let me tell you, I was trying to buy a house for like 4 years, felt like 4 years, but it was between 2020, no, before that, like between like 2019, 2020, 2021, like about over, I feel like over 3 years. But no, I'm not trying to traumatize anybody, but it was like the most stressful experience outside of giving birth. And that's saying a lot, okay? Outside of giving birth, it was the most stressful thing because of how meticulous everything had to be in order. It was like, oh my God, if you guys ask me for one more piece of paperwork about my business and how much money, and like, so my lesson for you would be as organized as you possibly can. So let's just say, and this is like, you probably got this happening right now. Okay, I know y'all got Cash App, you probably got Venmo, you probably got PayPal, you have your bank account. Let's just say you got, you know, oh, I made some money, you're doing classes. Let's say everybody's paying for their classes. Let's just say Eventbrite, just throwing out random paper. I'm throwing out every place where you can make money. Eventbrite, Square, you know, it's like money coming in different places. So your business in your mind, the business like, ooh, it's money coming in, but they may be in random sporadic places. And if you aren't really aware, your money is everywhere if it's not streamlined into like one place. So you can be making a lot of money, but it might be all over the place. Like, oh yeah, my workshops come from over here. My classes come from over here. When I go do this, it comes from over there. Somebody just cash at me, when I do my privates, or, when I do an edit session, whatever. Like, so your business, yes, may be making money, but you don't really know where it's coming from. And then you say, oh, I want to go buy a house because I made enough money. I can show proof of income. So they're going to want to see what your business is making, right? And you're like, oh, well, I made $500 over here. I made 1,000 here. I made whatever, like the money added up, and you're showing how much money you've made, but it's everywhere. And so when you're trying to say, okay, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, and the best thing you can do in the beginning of starting is being as meticulous and organized as you can. I wasn't. So I'm telling y'all, learning from my mistake. I wasn't. I was like just hustling and bustling, trying to get here, get there. We doing a convention over here. We're traveling. We're spending. We're like, money here, money there, random. But there wasn't like enough paper trail to show like income coming in at a certain point where it's coming from one place versus like all over the place. So in the midst of me, this is like maybe, 3 years ago when I first started, I had the actual paperwork was good at that point, but it was so meticulous and like I'm talking about, they kept asking. And so if you aren't organized when it comes to your business, it's going to be hard for you to be able to say, I want to buy a house, or I want to be able to go get a dream car. Even when you have the money, it's like, they're like, we have to see proof of where is the money coming from. Because, we selling drugs. And they're like, no, what I'm saying? Where's this money coming from? We got to see every single line item on your bank statements for the past 2 years. 2 years. Why? Because not only are you an entrepreneur, if you're not working for a corporate or company that has like you on a payroll W-2 for at least a certain number of years, then you could show just like your tax returns. No, they want to see bank statements. So you're going to be shelling out 2 years worth of bank statements. And so you want the bank statements to show all of the money that over the last 2 years, you've started your workshops, you're teaching, you're choreographing, whatever you're doing, that money needs to be going into that account. Let's just start it, like coming on in. I don't care if the money from the Cash App, from the Venmo, from the PayPal, I need you to funnel all of that into that account so that you can start to show paper trail. Not even paper trail, just showing monthly statements of money coming in. It doesn't matter how much it is, it just needs to be a consistent flow. Like, oh, my business is making this amount of money a month. I don't care if you're paying the business. I've definitely personally paid my business. At some points when I was starting, the business didn't have it. So I'm like, if my personal is paying for something just to show proof of income for the business, because it's like treat the business like a person. It's like, hey, Kiki is going to loan the business person, $2,000. Okay, cool. So I'm loaning the business $2,000. Just a person. So we got to show proof of income to the person, to the business. So the business needs to keep showing money. And And I'm telling you, it's like it's great because let's say you want to show a certain amount of money that you make a month. That's what they're going to be asking. Like, how much money does your business make a month? About, about roughly about how much is it? If you want to say a certain amount, sorry, at home. If you want to say a certain amount that your business makes a month, not you personally. Like, no, oh, my business makes this amount of money. You, the person, may be giving your business some money just to show that the business is making money. And so that's a great way to just start to show income, because in 5 years from now, 10 years from however, I mean, maybe not that long, 5 years from now, let's just say your business has generated $100,000, right? You want to be able to show that it generated $100,000, but it can't be, oh, I got 5,000 from Cash App. I got, two over here from, Zelle is fine because as long as it's going to the business bank account. But when you got all these other, third party, just make sure that money at some point is deposited into that account so that when you get ready, because you got to think long term. Don't not think now. Think long term. Okay, yeah. In about 5 years, 7 years, I'm trying to get a crib. I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna be wanting to see the bank statements. They're gonna want to see 2 years. How long has your business been in existence? And how much money does it make a month? Okay, cool. And if you have money that comes from somewhere else that, your personal, like, hey, oh yeah, I receive $500 a month in child support. Okay, I can show that amount of money from my personal because the person pays me every month on this day, yada, yada, yada. I receive something from whatever. There's different other places you can get money, but when they talk about the business, you need to show how much money your business makes. And it can't be, this was me. I was pulling statements from Venmo. Oh, I made this amount of money in Venmo. And then I made this amount of money in Square. And then I made this amount of money from Clover, card swipes. I made this amount. It was like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. So how do we start to create that early in our business? Whatever money you make sure it's going into the accounts for your business. And now I want you to start building that bank account. It's not about building the money in the account, it's more about building history in the account. Because when you get ready to go buy a house, the loan officer, outside of all the other stuff you're gonna have to go through with that, they are going to want to see the business. Because you said, oh, I'm self-employed. If you are self-employed, that's the flip of it. When you say I am self-employed, I own my own business. Yes, I work for this company. So what we've been talking about, I dance for such and such, and you're a choreographer, and you're a dancer, whatever else you do, that money needs to be coming into your business, because let the business be a business that kind of is representation of everything that you do. So you can take the money that you make from your personal, if you want, and have it put it into the bank account, business bank account. Or if you work for a company that is paying you to dance, and I told you, make sure, hey, tell them on your W-2 or your W-4, you put the business bank information or your business account information or your business EIN on the W-4 so that you can get a 1099 or a W-2 from that company to your business. So now you start to show history. They're like, oh, wow. Oh, yeah, your business, such and such company paid you $5,000. Okay. So your business made, that. So then now they're looking at all these like, oh, these are all W-2s or W-4s from other companies that I've worked for over the years that have paid my business. And so now the bank and the loan officer is like, okay, yeah, your business does make enough that you could do the mortgage, whatever, right? And that's going to save you so much heartache and like just time. So the more organized you are, now you create this habit, you know what I'm saying? It is a discipline. It is not easy. I'm not saying this and it's like, oh, you're just supposed to be able to do this and it's nothing. No, it is very hard to be fiscal and being financially just being having a financial discipline when it comes to just like trying to be as organized as you can when you're talking about, you know, banking and all in your like it's easy to have a business. Anybody can start a business. Anybody. Okay, now let's actually fund the business and run it. And when I say fund it, meaning the business got to make money. So how do I create? And sometimes in the beginning, it's gonna be you. When I first started, it was me paying the business to keep the business going. Like Kiki is actually working for the business. So I was fine with that until the business can like make money on its own, and I'm gonna help it out because I gotta show that the business is making money, and then I can be able to go out and get funding. Can you hear me? Oh, oh, CC says bring up. Hold on, let me make sure. Um, it's giving, you know, okay, I'm a fund my business in the beginning so that I can show there's money coming into the business because I've been able to do this maybe over like maybe 3 years ago. What I did was I took money that I made on a job that they didn't pay my business, right? They paid me personally, but I would take my personal, like a percentage of my personal money, and I would put it or deposit it or pay to my business because I want to go and get more money. I want to apply for a loan, or I want to apply for a grant. I want to whatever. And I'm going to have to show proof of income of the business. They don't want to see my personal. They don't care about my personal because the business is going to be the person that's getting the loan. So if you want to get a business loan, let's say you want to get a business loan for $5,000 or $10,000. Hey, I'm starting my business. I've been running my business for about a year now. You know, you can get a loan less than that. If you do it right, you can get a loan quicker. You can get a loan to get capital for your business, but they want to see what the business is making. So sometimes a loan officer, not like for a house, but like let's say a company, a financial company, and they're like, oh yeah, you're a new business. You just, you know, I know you need help, you need funding, or you need capital to get your business off the ground. How much do you need? Like, oh, I just need $5,000, or I need 10,000, whatever amount of money you want, or you know, care to ask. But it's going to be based on what the business is already making. So if you are making, let's say you're making less than 5,000 a month for now, they may not give you 10,000 because they're like, well, we need to see how much money your business is making to start. Let's just see how much that is. And then we can loan you money based on what you're already making. So if you make $5,000 a month in your business, and they're like, you know, we can match that. And then you can split those payments up and, you know, and then you create history payments, loan payments, and then you can get more money later. But the idea is, let's say you want to do something like that, you gotta make sure you're showing that the business bank account for the last, let's say 3 months, 5 months, whatever, is able to show income consistent for those amount of months that they ask. So if today you say, I need $5,000 for my business to get funding or get started. And they're going to be like, okay, we would love to help. What amount does your business make a month? And let's just say you're like, oh, I make about $2,500 a month, my business. And I mean, that could be you paying it. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? It's however the money get there. Let's just say it's $2,500 a month. They're like, okay, show me your bank account statements for the last 3 months. So I would definitely say you want to be at least 6 months of consistent, you know, deposits into your account so that when you get ready to show this loan officer, this banker, whoever, hey, yes, I've been able to show consistently for the last 6 months, I've made $2,500. So in their minds, they're like, okay, well, yeah, you're consistent with the $2,500 a month for the last 3 months, 4 months. Yes, we're going to give you this money because you've shown proof that you can make $2,500 a month. So now I'm going to give you this 5,000 and we're going to, you know, they do loan payments or whatever. And then your goal in your mind is you use that obviously and you do whatever you need to do with it. But as long as you're making the monthly payment, let's say that loan payment is for 6 months to a year. Sometimes it might be long. It might be longer than that. And you pay that off. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to give you more money because you've already shown proof that you pay it back and you're consistent with like, yeah, I told you I make $2,500 a month. I was able to pay, let's just say it was $300, probably less than that, $250 a month for my monthly payment. Actually, less than that. They be like really low. Anyway, you know, I paid my monthly loan payment back and I paid it off. And now they're going to say, hey, we're going to give you some more money. How much do you need? You know, or they might be like, we'll give you the same amount again. And so you just, you know, you keep doing that. And I'm saying this, I'm trying to like paint the picture because if you can understand early in the beginning, if you can get organized with how you are setting up your bank statements, because that's how you can get funding for your business to start it. There, like, don't think this has to be something that you feel like you got to fund and start. No, you do have to fund and start it with you first, but it's not something that you got to be like, oh my God, like, how am I supposed to pay for all this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like the whole idea, that's why they have a lot of companies that, you know, have business loans or like, you know, even small amounts of money just to give you some capital to get started because yes, it does cost to start a business. It's not like everything is free. I mean, I encourage in the beginning, don't spend a whole lot of money on stuff that you don't have to. Just like get through, use bare minimum to just start whatever you can here and there. There are going to be small costs, but don't spend a whole lot of money trying to get started. Like, don't do that. That's like the worst thing you can do. You start where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, start where you are. Do your best to do your own, you know, when it comes to like even like ads and marketing, stuff like that, like organic stuff in the beginning. Do your best to not try to spend out as much as you can because, you know, as you grow, obviously you're gonna have to spend on certain things, but just being, you know, financially smart when it comes to that. Don't think there's a need to spend all this money to like get started. Don't do that. Don't do that. Start with, you know, we got the LLC, you know, I know that cost, you know, then when you go open a bank account, you may have to, you know, do like a certain amount of money to deposit to just to open it or, you know, whatever. And then just do self promotion first, you know, go hard. Y'all got social media. That's like a game changer for me. Just being able to promote as much as you can. But think long term, meaning what can I do now that's gonna help me later? how can I best start now? What can I do that's going to help set me up for later? That I will be able to benefit from. And I don't want you to wait until later to start versus like some of this stuff I'm saying is gonna feel, I don't really care about that, or I'm not really trying to do that right now. I'm just trying to but while you're doing your business, just think about when you start making money with something else that's not what you do every day, or it's not dance or whatever you're doing, and you start making money in another space, just start thinking, okay, let me make sure whatever I'm doing is going into an account, not a personal. That's the other part. Cannot be a personal account. So if anything, please make sure you get the business bank account as soon as possible. I don't care if that thing is empty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gotta have no money in there. It needs to be an account that is under your business name, and it's going to be operating. You won't be able to get money, funding, loan, any of that with personal bank account. They not doing it. Nothing. So be really like on top of that. So if you don't have a business bank account yet and you're already like going, just know sooner than later you're gonna have to get that business bank account, just because that's just it is what it is. You gotta have a business account in order to really operate fully how you want. And it's that's just, to me, it protects you when you talking about, oh yeah, I made this amount of money with my business, but it's all intermingled in personal. It's like they're gonna want to see bank statements. And so if you're trying to show your personal, they're gonna be like, wait, all this stuff is a lot. So what money is for your business and what money is for your personal? So that way, eliminate all that confusion. My business account, I don't care if your personal money is in there, it's the business. And that way it's its own thing, and it separates all of the confusion when it comes to when they start asking for all these statements. They're gonna ask, they're gonna be like, okay, so send us your last 3 months, 4 months business statements. And you want that thing to be right. So sooner than later, start that. And then when you think about like the idea of being as, what's the word, it's your baby, you know what I'm saying, it's your baby, it's literally your baby. So you're giving birth to your baby, right? So now you have to like do your best to nourish it. You have to feed it. You have to take care of it. You gotta like protect it. You know what I'm saying? Because folks gonna be trying to come after it, like for real. They will come after it. Don't have a good. You got a good baby, like, ooh, what is it like? I could do the same thing. Oh yeah, they gonna come after it. So start thinking about that now. That was something that happened to my business, not Kiki Castings, but the one I had before. And it was so many issues from, you don't think about trademarking, you don't think about, little stuff. Cause like somebody would ever try to steal my stuff or copy it, or, oh yes, they will. Yes, they will. They will try to steal it. They will try to take your intellectual property. They will try to duplicate it. They will try to, just about, I mean, y'all see a lot of stuff, even in, social media. There's been so many things where you see like the celebrities getting sued because, infringement, yada, yada, yada. I think Kim Kardashian had, everybody. So nobody is like, you can't avoid it. So some people, um, it happens to companies a lot, but that's something that you want to think about. If you have a business that is like, yeah, it's gonna be popular. When it gets like, start now thinking about trademarking, if, and that could be something that you do later. But if you are really, really serious about your business and having something that you see long term, years from now, is going to make money and grow and all that, be ready to trademark your business, because you don't want nobody to steal it. You don't want nobody to steal it, take it, and then they telling you, here's a cease and desist, and you can no longer use it. Imagine that lash company, and whatever the name of the lash company is, and it's, oh my God, everybody knows you for your lashes, and you make money, yada yada yada, and then somebody comes right, scoops up that name because it hasn't been trademarked, and now your name is owned by somebody else, and they are using your name. You already built it up. Everybody knows you for the name. You built it up, and they take it. They take it. And now you don't have the name no more. Not that you can't use the name, but depending on what it is, sometimes it's like, oh yeah, if it's in the same lane, and like you can't be doing no lashes because I sell lashes, whatever. Cease and desist, and you got to get another name, which that is what it is. But I just want to throw that out there because we've been in lawsuits for people still a prior name I had, business name, and you want to go through that. It's like it's too much. Oh, Key Castings is trademark. So, y'all not steal. Ain't nobody gonna steal that. So think about that. I'm not saying you got to do that tomorrow. But I do want to just throw that out there, because if you have a name in your company and it's $1 million business, you know it, you feel it, you see it, you can touch it, you believe it, understand it, you know what it's gonna be. Think about trademark. You're gonna need to trademark it. And if you're making money, it's not something that's like astronomical as far as when it comes to expenses. They can range up to like between $750 and $1,000, which in the grand scheme of things is worth it, because you don't want to get caught off guard and somebody steals your name, imagine your name, imagine somebody has your name, like what if your name is your company, your business, and somebody takes your name, so it's the same thing, they take your name, like, yeah, you can't use your name, cease and desist, we don't want that. So trademarking is going to be up in there. Get that business bank accounts. Make sure you are funding it. So even if you aren't making a lot of money or anything like that, like when you first start, trust me, my first year, my first business, like real business, I was paying my business because the business wasn't making money. Just wasn't. And the money that it was making, it was literally going in and out the bank account to pay for stuff. So, like, oh, we made this, but it's going out because I gotta pay it, So you got bills, you got business expenses, all of that's gonna happen. So if you are funding your business and you like, well, my job, I just made this my money, I'm gonna put it in my business. That's fine. Like you are funding your business in the beginning, sometimes from your personal, and that is totally okay. I don't expect for your business to all of a sudden make all this money, and it's just being born. You gotta, what I'm saying, you gotta take care of it, you gotta nurture it, you gotta feed it, you're studying, you're learning, and you're growing with the business. The business ain't gonna be grown as hell when it start. It's not, it's a baby. So we got to make sure, just think of it like that. All right, I'm going to nurture the business. And you are learning all the things that the business needs. Okay, the business needs this. I got to make sure I get this at some point. My business needs this. It's like my baby needs this. My baby got to have this at some point. My baby's going to have to ask this. Or same thing. Literally the same thing. So that's just a kind of a way for you to start thinking about how you see the business going. I think top priority after you got the LLC and you got the EIN. Once you get your EIN, you can go open up that bank account. And it's the bank accounts, like most of those appointments, they do take a couple of hours, depending on what bank it is. But there, I don't know, one bank, it took too long. I was like, this should not take this long. Bank of America is really fast to me. They were like the fastest I've experienced, but it is a process. So I would go to the bank and set up the appointment first, and then they give you your time or whatever, and then you be prepared to spend a couple of hours. So don't think, oh, I'm just gonna go open a bank account real quick. Mm-mm. It takes a minute, and you don't want to rush that. You want to understand, what's happening. So that's when you should be connecting with that banker. What I'm saying? They're gonna give you their name and their number as well, email, and trying to develop a relationship with them. They may not be at that bank all the time, whatever, but it's just great to create that rapport with somebody that could possibly help, me in the beginning stages. And any questions that you might have, at least you will feel comfortable asking somebody that, oh, you help me open my bank account. You know what I'm saying? So I got a question. They will be able to, maybe a year from then or less than that, help you get a loan. If they see, oh yeah, I can see you've been, taking care of your account and you're making deposits and yada yada yada. Would you like to apply for a credit card, or would you like to apply for a line of credit, or would you like to apply for a loan? You know, I don't know what kind of pool they got. They might have, what I'm saying, might work. Hey, yes, I'm showing consistency. I'm developing a relationship with the bank. Uh, I'm cool with that. Or they can tell you what you need to do to be able to do that. So bank account or LLC EIN bank account. Got to get that bank account. Even if you are doing right now, let's say you don't have it, and you are making money on the side, or whatever, maybe just at some point try to make it a point to get that account, because you need it. Because the longer you don't open it, that's more time we're like losing in the grand scheme. Because why? At some point you're gonna want to go get a house, car, some type of asset that has value, and they're going to ask for your statements. And imagine you made $5,000, from like work, and it's in your personal. It's like, damn, I could have had that in my business bank account to show that I made $5,000. That's how I feel when I think about, oh my God, when I think about dancing. When I was dancer, the money that I made was going to my personal, like that. What? That ain't doing nothing for me. I could have been putting that in my business to show history, to show, your business is going to have a credit report, like your personal has a credit report. So it's going to show, wow, like, yeah, your business has great credits. Imagine if you did that. If I would have done that for 10 years while I was dancing, who knows where I would be at? I ain't gonna lie. It would be a whole lot different, right? Might have both studios on my but no, but like, start sooner than later. That is my biggest advice. If I could turn back the hands of time, that is what I would have done. As soon as I stepped foot in LA, go open up a business account. And every job I do, I don't care if the job paid me personally, I'm going to take that money and put it into this business bank account. That's what I'm going to do, so that I can show history with my business. Yes, I dance and I work with this artist, or I'm on this TV show, whatever. But this money is also going to be paying a business that I am funding until the business makes its own. That is what if I could turn back the hands of times, that's what I would do. And I know for a fact things would be way different. I would be able to get, in 10 years, I would have been able to get a loan that's a $500,000 loan. That's a $250,000 loan, because I've shown so much income into a business. So the business can not only show the credit history, but it can also buy other things that I don't have to put in my name. I could have bought a car in my business name, not Kiki. The business can buy a car. You know what I'm saying? The business can buy assets in the business name, not personal. So those are like huge. I don't know if I go back. Those are huge decisions that would have, I feel like, would have made a difference in credit history, being able to get funding, being able to get capital to add to the business to make more money, whatever. Like that would have done that for that. So think about that. And it's gonna help. I'm fast forwarding you 10 years. So you'll be able to see like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to do this now because I don't want to wait 10 years and then try to figure it out. In 10 years, you're gonna want to, if not now, it's way before 10 years, but let's just say I'm giving 10. In 10 years, for sure, you're going to be wanting to buy something that is going to require proof of income. They're gonna want to see, and they don't care that, oh my God, I make so much money. Okay, that's great. Now we want to see these statements. We want to see this debt to income ratio. They're like, how much money are you making and how much money are you spending? How much money are you making as an entrepreneur and how much money are you spending? So if your business can show it's not a lot of expenses that go out because there might be personal stuff you spend on, but the business, if it's showing more income than expenses, that's a great thing. Like, and that's why it's important to get the business bank account. You cannot wait for that. And then as soon as you get it, just do your best to try to start funding it and don't feel the need to like, oh my God, like I don't have no money to be. It's like, just do a little bit at a time. Whatever you can do. The idea is that you want to show money per month that is going into the account. Like how much money goes into the account every month. That's what they're going to be looking at. They're looking at deposits and also obviously withdrawals, but the deposit amounts, they want to see that number. It's like, hey, I'm going to loan you $5,000. How much money does your business bank account make a month? And then they're like, oh, you do a deposit about 5,000, even 2,500, whatever. You do a certain amount every month consistently. That's what they're looking at. So that's the hack, honestly. They just want to see how much money going in the account. And they don't even really care. Not that they don't care where it comes from, but they don't. They just want to see deposits. They like, where's the money come from? Now, when you go buy a house and you're saying you are self-employed and you are entrepreneur, they care where the money comes from. You can't say I deposited $10,000 in cash into the business account. They're like, nah, where the 10 grand in cash coming from? So that's a little bit different because when you're talking about houses and it's just another it's like the government. That's different. They want an account for every penny that's in the account. Where did this money come from? Where did that money come from? How did you get that? Where did that come from? Who paid that? Where did this looks? They want to know everything, and they're gonna want to know for the last 2 years. I told you it was the most dreadful experience outside of getting birth that I had to go through to buy a house. So I'm saving you some of that stress of they're going to ask you for bank statements. And if you are self-employed, they want to see your business bank statements for as long as the business has been open. And they want to see how much money the business is making. So if you can be as meticulous with that, or just like try to have discipline, keeping all your bank statements. I advise you to get paper statements. I know sometimes it's like, I don't want all that paper. there's just, to me, it's better to have the hard copies of statements, and I just put them in an envelope for the year so that you got it, so that you like, you have it. That way you're not trying to go through emails, and because you're gonna have to print it out anyway. Things like, well, I need printouts. So I would just make a practice of taking your business bank statements and putting them in envelopes. I mean, shit, you didn't even gotta open them like that, just so you have them, and put it in a big manila envelope, a big manila envelope, and keep them all like together for the year. And then also for, let's say you do want to kind of go through your statements and see like, what did I spend in the month of April? You can just go through that and you can see it. That's going to help you. I know it's just another part of the entrepreneur side that you have to practice. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I get it. Like sometimes like, it's too much. I'll get to it. Just make it just do your best to try to get back on track at some point. Cause maybe it might be a month or two and you're just like, there's a lot going on in life and that's gonna happen. So that ain't gonna change. But at some point, try your best to just get back, on track. That is going to create another aspect of who you are, just as a business person outside of what you already do. That's going to stay with you, and it's going to be such a huge asset for your career as a dancer, entrepreneur, whatever. Like whatever you're doing, it's gonna be an asset because the business part is gonna be so on it now. You're gonna, like, when you get into rehearsal or you're on tour, everything is gonna be so like, hey, okay, we're on tour right now, and like the weekly rate is whatever, and now you like per diem, and now you're like, hey, I need my receipts, or I need invoice, or I need, like, everything's gonna be like, it's about business, because that's what it is. It's about business. I don't care if you dance, I don't care if you act, I don't care if you edit, do photo shoots, whatever. It's about business. That is going to help you in the long run, because everything's a business. Everything is, even this dancing, it's a business. You go to rehearsal, yes, I'm at work. It's like full circle. And so that, what you are doing for your personal business, you're gonna apply to every other business that you interact with, because they're all businesses too. The artist is a business. The TV show is a business. It's a real business, okay? The choreographer that you're working with, that's a business. The choreographer that hired you to assist, that's a business. Like, everybody's gonna be doing business. It's constant. And so all you're doing is just, you know what I'm saying, getting your business stronger, getting your business game stronger, getting like all the tools that you really, really need. It's just getting better and better. And it's going to be better quicker. It won't take you 10 years to get it together, or it won't take that long. All of a sudden things are gonna be like, oh yeah, no, it's just happening faster. As fast as we've been talking about Dancepreneur, and all of a sudden, like, people are like, oh yeah, I got my class. And see how quick it's like, oh yeah, it's happening faster. You won't be waiting anymore. I'm telling you now, go get the business account, because you're gonna need it. And now you're like, all right, yeah, I gotta get that done, because I can't wait, because I'm about to go make some money. I'm already got my classes set up, whatever. I'm about to go teach, I'm about to go travel, I'm about to whatever. Somebody's about to pay you. They're about to pay you some money. Somebody's about to send you, hey, can you send over an invoice? Somebody about to say that to you. Hey, can you send me over your W-4 or W-9 information? They're about to ask for that. They're going to say, hey, can you fill out this direct deposit information? And so we want to just go ahead and have a business account, because I need to start showing wires going in there. I need to start showing some Zales. Send me your Zelle. Send me your Zelle. Send me your Zelle is never to your personal. Send me your Zelle. Hey, my Zelle is business into the account. Awesome. Hey, can you do this edit for me? How much do you charge for edit? Okay. Oh, I don't have Zelle. Can I cash out you? No. 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 And if they say, I don't know how else to pay you, okay, fine. Cash App you, but that money, your Cash App bank link needs to be to the business. Hey, Cash App, all right, cool. But that Cash App, but not go to that personal. You just did a business transaction. So I need that money to be calculated and added into my business bank account. So they're like, oh, well, we see a Cash App deposit, but it's money going in there. Okay, fine. But you want to try your best to just show people paying wires, deposits. I mean, even cash is fine, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's a thing you figure out how to get cash out or something, and then you deposit it into the account. So the moral of the story is I want y'all to get the business bank account and I want you to start putting money in there. I don't care if you're putting money in and you're like doing transfers, whatever, just show income going in as much as you can, more going in than going out. Because why? In about 5 years, you're going to want to buy something and they're going to say, hey, we need to see the last 2 years. Not two, they won't ask for more than two, but if you're building it up, we got to just start. And they're going to ask for them bank statements and you don't want to be like, oh my God, I'm going to have to wait until 3 months because I got to get my bank account, or no, like, you're going to need it. You're going to need it. So go ahead and get that done. So I implore everybody, if you haven't, definitely get the LLC, definitely get your EIN, and definitely go open up that business bank account because those are like, it's imperative. You can't start doing business. You can start doing business, but at a certain point, you're going to want to show proof that your business is actually operating and it is actually making money. And so in order to show proof of that, they're going to ask for the bank statement. They're going to be like, let me see. Because, yeah, they all up in your business. I'd be like, dang, you going to see yes, we're going combing through everything. Everything. Y'all, buying a house is like, it's terrible. It is terrible. I didn't enjoy anything about it. Ain't gonna lie. I was so happy when I had to repost my video. I did it. I got my house in July 2021, but outside of having Kennedy, it is a lot. So if I can help eliminate some of that stress, other people probably hadn't gone through what I went through, but it's just a lot. And so some of that ease can be you just being super organized. And I was actually really, really organized. They was like, you on it. You got all your stuff together. You got all your paperwork together. But it was just a constant having to keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. I'm like, I quit. That was the first time I was like, I quit. I can't do this. I had to give it to God, and he came through. But yeah, that's my biggest note. Get that bank account, start funneling money in there. Should that bank account only be utilized for things pertaining? Yes. Account for other business in the home. So pertaining to that business, yes. Try your best not to use the business bank account for other stuff that is not related to the business. And I'm not saying that you won't ever use the account for other stuff, because I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you, oh my God, I've never used my business account for anything else outside. No, like, when you need stuff done, it's like, I have to use this money to get this, whatever. It's fine. I would say like expenses that are related to the business, and it could still be your personal stuff, like your phone bill. Yeah, it's a business. I use my phone for business. So I'll pay that on there. Anything, if your business has something that, even if it's personal, but it's business related, yes, use it for that. But I would avoid anything dealing with like going to eat, gas is fine, because if you're traveling for work and your business and like that, anything that's not a necessity. It's like, you know, like shopping. Nah, don't do that. But you will know. You will be very aware when you're starting to spend money. Like, is this business or person? Business or person? That question is gonna pop up every time. Is this business or person? Business or person? Business. And you'll decide how you spend it. But yeah, the business account, like, do your very best trying not to use it for personal as much as you can. Again, I'm not saying that it won't come a time when you really need that money that's in the business account for something personal. Fine. I would do, okay, this is how it works. So if you let's say you have money in your business bank account and you really need it, but you don't want to show a transaction that's paying something that is not business related, right? So how do I use the money that I need in the business bank account to handle something that's not business related without showing that it's not business related? You're going to transfer money out to, remember we talked about the other accounts that is in the same business. You transfer money out and put it into another account that account will never be shown to anybody. So when they say, hey, show me your 3 months, 4 months, 2 years worth of business statements, bank statements, I'm never showing them that account because they don't know it exists. They only know what I give them. I'm only going to give you the main operating business bank account. That's just the operating account. I have 3 other accounts that's like miscellaneous. Those are accounts that you use to go buy food if you want. But that main one, if you need money out of there, take it out. It's gonna show transfer or whatever. Do not have a swipe of I spent $500 at the nail shop, not if I spent $200 at the nail shop or hair salon or something that was not business related, it was a personal, I'm going to transfer the money out of that account, put it in another account that there may be a card to it, or you take cash. I would get cash out. Take cash out. At least there's no it's like non-business related stuff happening. So that's my tip for that. I'm not saying that you can't do non-business. I don't advise it, obviously, but it's going to happen. You might need that money. Don't show the actual transaction though, because in 2 years they're going to want to see your statements, and you don't want to show miscellaneous purchases on your business bank account because you're trying to get a loan, or you're trying to get a car, or you're trying to get whatever. You just want it to look crispy. You want to try to make it look crispy. So it's ways to finagle, obviously, but yeah, try not to use any non-business related stuff in that account. Canva, yep, very good. Canva and CapCut subscriptions. I'm like, yeah, anything with Canva, CapCut, Zoom, Calendly, Jotform. I can tell y'all that's all the ones like business. Even Apple Music, subscriptions and stuff like that. Because we are in entertainment, sometimes we can get away with even some of the I def subscriptions, maybe a television app or whatever that you I have Netflix. Okay, yeah, because we work in entertainment, so that is business. We work in entertainment. We own television film. Yes, that is an expense. So it's something that you can get away with. That's business, but yes, but anything that's relative to what you do, those are expenses that need to be in the business account. Yes, yeah, you added yes, exactly. Direct deposit to business account from corporate. Yep. Very good. That's what I'm saying. If you got a corporate, if you have you know, if you're working with an artist or whatever, as much as y'all can, as much as possible, try to get it to where people are paying business. That's just the biggest. I'm just so mad that nobody told me that when I started dancing. Like, wow, y'all really had us out here all our personal for decades. Like, just and my business could have been making that money. Like, that is a game changer. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. You're gonna be able to do so much more than I could then. Oh my God. If I knew that, I could have done so much more sooner. You know, I could have like really grown quicker with a business, you know, been able to like they would have been throwing money at me. Like, oh my God, please take this loan, please take this grant, please take this funding, please take this capital, please take this line of credit, because you have shown for the last however many years that you're making this amount of money. And it's me just out here hustling and bustling and getting to the whatever it is. But my business, they don't know that. The business is making this money. So absolutely. Anybody that's paying y'all, tell them pay the business. Can Upsuit can UPS set it? Can you I don't know what Ups is, but can you Zelle your business to your personal? Yes, yes, you can. Um, just make sure you are labeling what you're paying. Like, let's say, oh, owner or CEO or choreographer or editor, whatever it is. Label it so you have it just for like your records. But yes, you can absolutely. Um, and yeah, that's the thing, pay yourself. So let's say all the money does go to the business. Awesome. Make sure you pay yourself whatever you want to pay. That way you take that money and spend on your person. You're not using your business bank account to pay personally. It's like, oh, okay, Kiki, look, about to get $1,000, girl. Figure it out. It's all that the business is gonna pay you. Okay. So, for this period, whatever. Let's say you pay yourself twice a month. It's hey, if you can, that's great. Like try to get yourself on a regimen. Just if you can create that, like just like the real business, like if you was at corporate and you worked at a job and what the job pays you twice a month or once a week, whatever, however you want it. Like I'm gonna pay my, if my business is making a certain amount of money, even if it's your personal, and you're making a certain amount of money, and I'm going to be disciplined and pay myself. Okay, I want to make $500 a week, personal, whatever the amount is, and you just show like, okay, the business is paying personal per week. That's it. That's it. Like that is a practice, and it's not easy. It ain't something that I can tell you right now. Most things are not doing. They're not even thinking about none of this. They just like any people more that are like working too. They're not thinking about that necessarily in that way. But we have to kind of like get ahead of the game and like really thinking strategically long term, because that's going to help so much. So if you start working, all of a sudden like you booking jobs or like, oh, I'm about to work on your show for 2 weeks, or in your mind it's like, oh, my business about to make some money. Okay, great. I don't even think about my personal. I never think about personal. I'm like the business. When I used to work on a set, and I would in my mind I'm like, oh, if I can book dancers, and sometimes you can get like sometimes studios or shows or artists, they do like a production deal. So like production will pay X amount so that a particular company can pay all the expenses. So I'm like, yes, the company can make the money even though they are paying out, it's still showing income to your business. So if you book a tour and the business, and let's just say you got to pay for your business expenses for, oh, I got to get my editor and like I got my website, yada yada yada. That company is basically going to pay your business, and then now you're able to use that money to pay out to your independent contractor, who is your website developer, who is your editor, who is you know, whatever, but maybe you're hiring somebody to teach a class for you, whatever. Like now you can see, you can use that money. It's paying the business, but the business is paying, and you yourself in there, and paying me. So I would pay myself to choreograph. They hired Kiki Castings or whatever company, and I'm working though. I gotta work. I gotta go choreograph. I gotta teach or whatever. And now the business is paying me for my services. So I become an independent contractor for my business. So guess what? I get a 1099 at the end of the year, or if I'm an employee, I get a W-2 at the end of the year. So the goal would be eventually for you to work, you really work for your company. So I can hire me, my company hires me to do the service. If that makes sense. Like, oh yeah, the company, yeah, it's my company, yes, but it's still a company that's hired me to do the service. So they're gonna pay me $500. Okay, great. At the end of the year, I'm gonna get I'm 1099 from the company, which is my company. I'm going to get a W-9. I'm sorry, a 1099 or a W-2. And so, and if you can start thinking about that a long time, imagine your company has made this amount of money and you also have made money from the company. You actually have it documented. It's like, oh, I made $10,000 from my company. Here is my W-2 or here's my 1099. So long term, that's going to show proof of income. It's like you have a great track record. You have paper trail. The quicker you can get into that regimen and discipline when it comes to just having stuff organized, the better you will be and feel, and you won't be stressed when you're trying to go out here and get a car or a house or something that is, you know, a lot of money or, you know, saying it's something that requires proof of income. You're like, oh yeah, I got all my papers here. Here is here's all mine. So mine, here's all of mine. Like, save. It's gonna save your life. It's gonna save your life. It's gonna save your life. Here are all my bank statements. Yep. They're gonna be so happy to help you. They're gonna like, what do you need? What do you want? Awesome. Thank you. Use on it. So yeah, if you want to go get a building, let's say you want to get a studio, oh, same thing. You got a little storefront or you want to get something that, you know, oh my God, I want to sell my clothes, or they gonna want to see. You want to go rent, lease, apartment, everything. I mean, endless. Everybody wants to see the statements. So that ain't going nowhere. But yeah, so does anybody have any other questions? I know kind of just seems like just want to throw all that out there at you because it was something, I don't know if it was Jazz or when you started talking about, I don't want to downplay the importance of the bank account. I ain't gonna lie. It's okay to start, but I do want you to have a little bit of like urgency. Now you can think about the money that you're gonna put in the account. Hopefully that helps. So I'm a visual person. I'm like, okay, the more money I start putting in there, I gotta get money in there so that I can go get my car. You know what I'm saying? And this helps with credit. Like this helps with interest rates. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be paying oh my God, you don't want to pay 14% interest rate because like, oh, well, you know, you can't really show proof of income. So the interest rate is like crazy. No, I don't want to do that. So let me start thinking now, how can I make sure I just start, you know, as you start building your business, okay, that bank account, it's not to spend it, is to put the right deposit. I want to get some deposit and just, you know, take your time, obviously doing it, but the urgency part of just having the account is what I'm stressing for, because once you start making money, that money cannot be going into no personal. It can't. It doesn't, because they're gonna be like, this ain't no business. This ain't no business. But where is the business bank account? We want to see it. So yeah. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, it's very good, guys. Very good. Yeah, I'm like, I gotta get folks up in this collective because it is a state of emergency right now. Like everybody can't be out here just going about thinking, this is something that's gonna come up y'all could do this or not do this. It's gonna show up. It's inevitable. You are evolving, you are growing, and you're passionate about being entrepreneur. So this is gonna come up at some point. So I think that we gotta put a little bit of more urgency in this because it's happening. Everybody, and the world is even moving faster. I just like, yo, whoa, okay. Hey, are we understanding what's going on? I know everybody trying to get the dance jobs and I want y'all to work, but I also want us to like, okay, so what are we doing with that money? Is that money going into the personal account? Because y'all gonna want to go get a house and a car, and you want to get some more money for your business to grow because you need to buy something for it, and they're gonna be looking at you like, where's the business bank account statements? We need that. We need the last 3 months, 4 months. And you're like, what? I made so much money. Oh my God. But it's in my personal. I'm gonna be like, no, well, come back in 3 months and you when that business bank account got some money in it. And you're like, damn, I made so much money last month. And it's not there. Obviously, my spent it, so anyway. Let's go get this cool. Yeah. That is definitely an assignment. I ain't gonna sit here and act like, oh, one day. No, in the next definitely month of May. Yeah, we getting an account up and running, get the separate ones. So next Sunday, what date is that? The 6th? Is it this? I think it's the 6th. Okay. Yeah. So, and that's great. That's like the first weekend in May.
It's the
So
5th.
5th. Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
So by next Sunday when we meet again, I want to know some like traction. Even if you don't have the account set up yet, it's like, hey, I already know what like I'm gonna go to. I've done a little bit more research, I've like, what I'm saying? I've done something that's closer to me getting this account because I understand now the urgency of how I need it. It's not like I can get it when it hit me more tonight because I've been through so much when it comes to that, and it's so stressful when you're trying to show proof of this and proof of that, and it's like, oh my God. If you want, I know you're gonna want to buy a house or a car or something big or something that they're gonna be like, I need to see your bank account from your business because you said you're an entrepreneur and you self-employed. I want to see how you got this money, where it came from, who paid for this, how you get that. Yeah, you're gonna need that bank account, and it needs to be right. So, and it's good because if you ain't started yet, it's perfect. You can start right. You can do it good. You don't have to like. You're gonna be so careful and like making sure that shit don't. You want to make sure that money is going in, and you're like, ooh, look at it grow, look at it grow. Get these deposits in, like, yeah, I got this check over here, boom, deposit, boom, deposit. We building, because soon they're going to be asking for statements, and you're going to be so excited to give it to them. Like, oh my God, yes, here you go. Download PDFs, keep some folders on your computers. I mean, have them in your phone, whatever you need to do. But every month you get statements in the mail, and I also want you to download the PDF to if you got a desktop, laptop, iPad, whatever, download every month the statements and label it April 2024. You're going to be getting that statement next week. You know what I'm saying? But May, June, July, you want to get 6 months worth of statements because that's what they're going to ask for. They're like, you need 6 months. And it's more so they just want to see it. It's like, okay, you said you make a certain amount of money, we need to see. So don't be like, oh my God, y'all want to see my statements, but I told you I made And they don't want to see Cash App statements. They don't want to see no Zelle statements, no bank account, business bank account. Hand them over. Hand them over. And I want y'all to have them. That's it. I want y'all to have it. So yeah, so by next Sunday when we meet again, I want some updates on the bank accounts. And it's not that you gotta have the bank account, but I do want to know, like, yeah, no, I've already thought about, I know where I'm going. I know the address, you know what I'm saying? I've already, maybe you made an appointment, or maybe you spoke to somebody, or you just did a little bit more steps in order to get that accomplished. And then once you get that, that's gonna be such a, like, you're gonna be excited. You're gonna be like, okay, yes, I'm about to, let's get some money coming in there. And you're gonna be actually wanting to figure out ways to make more money to get it in there. Like, oh yeah, let me go do some hair. Or let me go. It doesn't matter how the money gets in there or what you did. Like, they don't care about that. They just want to see money. Period. Okay. Yes, I done more since today. No, no, y'all so far ahead. Ooh, y'all are like, y'all a decade ahead of me. I can tell you that for sure. You're a decade, 10 years ahead. 10 years ahead of me. It's great. I'm happy. I'm happy with and anything that, like, you guys obviously as we go, you know what I'm saying, stuff will come up, whatever that you have a question about. You can also is there yes, okay, so everybody is in the app, right? With Dancepreneur. Everybody still should be everybody has access obviously, but there is a Dancepreneur channel. And over just, over the next course of these months, I'm going to be doing a lot more promotion. I mean, because key castings, I have that, and we're going to be setting that up where it's going to be more automated with promotion. But Dancepreneur, I absolutely want to just stress the importance of how that is something that I don't care if you've done this program or not done the program, that you need to be here on Sundays, because what we're talking about had nothing, not that it don't have nothing to do with dance, but it does. It has to do with the business of dance. And your business, your dancing is a business outside of the steps. So the stuff that we're talking about is necessary to know about. So I will be doing a lot more promotion about the Dancepreneur Collective, so that this community can grow a lot more. And I purposely, it's super inexpensive monthly. I wanted to do something that allow people to obviously get the information, but it wasn't like anything that's like astronomical financially. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But also, I know that if you are getting this information consistently, there's no way that your business is not about to, like, do what you need to do and get you to a point where you're able to see the difference, and then also just being able to spread information too, because it is a community thing. And so that channel that's in the app, that's just about, it just says Dancepreneur Collective. In that space, you can have questions about anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got a question about how y'all got y'all EIN, whatever. As it grows, like, over the course of these next few months, that space is going to be specifically for that. We're gonna be, I'm trying to get somebody like a banker to pull up just for one of these sessions too. So, like, getting that kind of information, and we're talking about money, like that's important. So yeah, so the app, y'all can also any questions that may pop up or whatever, drop them in there. And then they are actually updating the app, so there's supposed to be some updates, like notifications and stuff like that. I'm just waiting on the official like what it is and how it's going to operate, so that I can tell y'all. But and outside of that, obviously we still have the KK community. As members are going through that, they also are joining Dancepreneur. So I want to make sure that both of those channels we're getting fed information both ends, but specifically for Dancepreneur, we talk about money, banking, getting your accounts, EINs, LLCs, all that, and then other stuff about other streams of income, I got some other ideas. I want to, oh my God, I can't wait. Like, y'all about to be like, oh yeah, we about to be doing that too. Let's let's get to it because time is of the essence and we don't have no time. So that's it. All right. No other questions. Let me make sure I missed it. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, great. Well, you guys have an amazing night and rest of your week. And some of you guys I will see tomorrow in KK Platinum. Let's go.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night, y'all.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you. See y'all next week.
Bye.